Welcome to the Militia Gaming community. I'm Trigger, and this is 3 reasons why you are still slow in Need for Speed Heat. Let's go. Real quick before I get into the video, I wanted to let you know that I don't really talk much about the next Need for Speed game, but it's because there hasn't been any real information released. In fact, as of publishing this video, the game hasn't even been officially announced. I don't like making videos for the sake of making videos, just to get views and ad revenue. With that being said though, I do plan to fully cover the next Need for Speed title. You can expect a plethora of content coming from this channel once the game is released. I'm actually working on my content plans now, and I will release a video talking about everything I plan to do with the next game. Alright, let's get into this video. My goal with this video is to help you get faster by pointing out a few common problems with your driving. At number 3, shortcut and track knowledge. Many of Need for Speed Heat's tracks have shortcuts that have the potential to cut off a lot of time during your races. Understanding which corners to cut, which barriers to break through, and which hills to jump can greatly improve your times. But along with this is general track knowledge. Knowing what turn is coming up will help you with your positioning on the track. There is one very good resource to study when it comes to finding out the fastest route through a race, and that's the unofficial race record book. I'll link it in the description below, but this record book provides links to all the fastest runs for each track in Need for Speed Heat done by the community. These are the fastest people in Need for Speed Heat. You can click the links and watch the world record runs so you can easily learn the shortcuts, the best lines to take, and the general best practices of the fastest drivers in the game. At number 2, poor NOS usage. The most common mistake here is using the NOS when you are at or close to top speed. By doing this, you are completely wasting part of that NOS bottle. Cars are capped at a certain speed, so if you're already cruising at top speed and then you use the NOS, you might see a 1 mile per hour increase temporarily, but then your speed drops back down to your top cruising speed. Additionally, I see players using NOS too soon after or during a turn when they have to drift. If you use NOS while in a drift, it will completely throw off your line, and most of the time it causes you to lose control of your car. Instead, use 2 to 4 bottles at the very start of the race, and it depends on how long the run-up is until the first turn, and then manage your NOS so that you use all of your refills before the end of the race. For top tier players, NOS management means the difference between the world record and not even being in the top 10, which means for regular players like yourself, it will have an even greater effect. And finally, at number 1, the most important thing that you're doing wrong is your stick control. This is by far the biggest reason why you're still slow. Not being able to control your left stick for steering is such a big deal. And I know if you're on keyboard, it's a completely different situation, but I'm talking specifically to controller players. It's also the hardest thing to teach someone because proper control usually comes with time behind the wheel, but I'll do my best to show you a couple of exercises that you can try to improve your control. The first is the event called Thread the Needle. My suggestion is to start slow. Don't worry about getting a fast time, as this will come with practice. Your goal should be to not hit any barriers no matter how slow you go. Once you can complete it without hitting any barriers, then write down your time. Then try to beat that time still not hitting any barriers. If you hit a barrier, just restart and try again. The longer you do this, the more stick control you will gain. Also, do not change cars in between attempts. Your goal is to get comfortable with the car that you drive the most. Another exercise that helped me is to race Arian. Arian is unique in that it offers a lot of sweeping turn opportunities, both on the downhill turns after turn 1 and the uphill S turns towards the end of the lap. Practice these turns and make sure your car isn't shaking left to right, left to right. Keep the car smooth and steady through these turns. Don't worry about the hard left-hander at turn 1 and at the bottom of the hill. Just keep practicing the sweepers and the uphill S turns. Once you feel good about being smooth, then start going for faster times on the entire track. you will see a definite improvement by the 10th time you race this. Alright, hopefully this has helped some of you become faster, because that's always my goal. Hey, before I go, shout out to all the Heat 5 members of the channel. If you want to see your name up here with the rest of these legends, all you have to do is click the join button below and become a Heat 5 member. By doing this, you'll be supporting the channel in ways you will not believe, and you get all kinds of sweet perks like members only streams and specific exclusive Discord channel access. Shout out to all the Militia subs. I will catch you on the next one. Trigger out.